Hi there, this is week 6 of Cookbook Keto by Kzoo Keto. This week we're going to be making a low-carb meatball casserole. This is the web series where I learn how to cook and Nate and Greg get to make fun of me throughout the process. So first I want to say the recipe calls for spicy pork sausage. I ran over to Walmart after work today to pick up some spicy pork sausage. Having never bought that in my life before, I looked through everything that they had that was like a breakfast sausage type thing, you know, the little tubes, and every single one had some kind of sugar or some kind of, you wouldn't expect it to be in there.
Dextrose or
there
MSG,
was one with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
So I said, all right, screw it. I'll make my own spicy pork sausage and bought some ground pork that I'm going to add some seasonings to. It's not going to be sausagey, but it's going to be spicy. The seasonings that I'm adding are these 3 on the end because, you know, spicy equals pepper.
I would leave out the chili pepper.
Okay, Greg says don't use the chili pepper.
It's going for an Italian dish. You're not going to want to use that.
But we have cayenne and red pepper flakes.
I probably would just use the red pepper flakes and leave the cayenne on.
We have cayenne. No. Yeah. We have red pepper flakes.
Yeah.
So that's what we're using to make it spicy. The rest of it is pound of ground beef, 2 eggs, grated parm, Italian seasoning, onion powder, minced garlic, I already said the eggs, mozzarella, crushed up pork rinds, I did some prepping a while ago, and some red sauce. We're using the Rouse vodka sauce. So the first step is grease your casserole dish. I've already done that. I used the coconut oil spray. Also, you want to preheat the oven to 400. Alright, so first thing first, well, other than that, and if you didn't already grind up your pork rinds, and this was a huge thing of pork rinds that came down to this little bit, but I'm super happy that I did this like a while ago because now I don't have to mess with it. Ooh.
That was almost egg-tastic.
Alright, so we are going to combine everything but the 2 cups of cheese that you put on at the end.
And the sauce too, right?
And the sauce. And the sauce. Using up some Butcher Box. As you'll notice, I have my gloves on because you have to mix this by hand and I am not touching this with my bare hands. It smells.
Smell like meat?
It smells like bloody meat.
Bloody meat.
And this one's bleeding too. That's why I put the paper towel underneath it. I'm going to kind of combine these a little bit before I put the other stuff in.
You don't want to overmix them. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make.
It's meat. How do you overmix meat?
Because there's still texture to ground meat. And when you overmix it, it loses some of that texture. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
1 cup.
Thought you left the cheese out.
What?
You said you leave the cheese out.
There are 2 cups at the end. 1 cup in the beginning.
Okay.
So 1 cup of shredded maize.
So fun fact, Stacy never used to eat mozzarella cheese until she started keto.
That is true.
Stacy used to eat the inverted keto pizza, where she only ate the non-keto part. She would only eat the crust and the sauce. For the record, no, she refused to call that a breadstick.
It's not a breadstick.
It's just a topless pizza.
Alright, I'm done with that. Grated, shredded, these aren't shredded. What are these?
Probably would call them granulated pork rinds.
Half a cup. 2 eggs. It's squirted.
That's what she said.
2 teaspoons of onion powder. I don't like these things. They're hard to open.
That's what she said.
No, that doesn't work. 2 teaspoons of fresh minced garlic. This is not fresh, but it's gonna work.
It's fresh. Let's just put it in water.
Pop. Why's it gotta smell so bad? Half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I don't know what all is in here. Ingredients, herbs. Can't get more specific than that.
Italian seasoning is usually made up of oregano, basil,
Oregano.
thyme, rosemary.
Yeah.
So how spicy are we making this?
Oh, I forgot about those. It said spicy, so that's 1 teaspoon. 2, oh wait, 1.5, 2 teaspoons? Sure. Is that enough, Mr. Spice?
Depends on how spicy you want it. That's what I was asking.
It says spicy.
Well, if you want spicy, that's not going to be spicy. That's going to be a little bit of a bite.
3.5.
There you go. Tablespoon and a half.
Then we get to play in it. How much do you mix this?
Until it's incorporated.
Was that incorporated?
No. So we will form a very big ball.
Well, I can. I just gotta go like this. There's your meatball.
Yep.
It's got a hole. We'll stuff it
That's what he said.
with stuff. I mean, I can see crap throughout it.
You're just trying to incorporate it all, so it's evenly mixed.
But you told me not to overmix it, so now I'm like,
Well, no, I mean, over mixing would be like you're trying to combine the beef and the pork at the same time so that it's consistency. But you know what this needs? It needs minced onion.
it doesn't call for minced onion in the recipe.
I know.
It's got onion powder. You don't need to add more onion.
I disagree. Nate would too if he was here.
Well, that's what Nate gets for doing a kickball league. Like he's 12.
Silly Nate. Kickball for kids.
I commend him for doing stuff and being active and crap, especially when it's freaking 89 degrees. Is this good?
Does everything look like it's incorporated?
I told you a little while ago it looked like it was all incorporated.
Then it was good then. I don't know why you're siding at me.
Because you're a pain in my butt. Now I gotta scoop it.
Scoop it.
Scoop it good. Into balls.
What kind of
Put them in
balls?
the casserole dish. Little balls. So we'll keep them all the same size because if you're tracking your macros, this helps you figure out what they are. And it says you're supposed to get 26 to 30, depending on the size that you make them. So I got a heck of a lot more than 25 to 30 because apparently I used too small of a scoop. So I have 48 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what is that? 6 times 9, 54. I have 54 balls. Put these in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes so they can bake.
Might be less because they're smaller. As you can see, our cleanup crew is patiently waiting for anything that may drop.
Okay, it's been 20 minutes. I checked on them at 10, check them at 20. They all come out good temperature according to the meat master. I don't like all the juice. Okay, I get to drain the grease.
Yeah, how are you gonna drain it?
I'm not real sure.
This is probably not gonna go well, guys. Who thinks I should give her a tip right now? So a bit of a difference of opinion in a lot of people about whether or not it's okay to dump grease down into your septic system. And the consensus is generally yes, so long as it is washed down quickly with water, which you can see Stacy's not doing yet.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to dump the rest of this.
Alright, she's taking my advice. I guess like a first.
I'm gonna wipe that out too.
I would be surprised if you did not.
Holy crap, the shower finally shut off.
You guys as teenagers take like 3-hour showers? There's a reason that we're happy that they do them at night, because that way nobody else has to compete.
All the grease is gone. Put them back in here. We're gonna kind of split them apart. Now we top it with the red sauce and the cheese. Just gonna use what we have left in here.
How much does it call for?
It doesn't say, it just says use red sauce. So we're just gonna dump it haphazardly. All over.
Probably need more than that.
Well, you can't mix two sauces.
Says who?
Says me. That's weird.
That's not weird. You're mixing two different types of meat. What's the matter with mixing two different kinds of sauces? Especially when they're both tomato sauces. That came from a cow and that came from a pig.
So?
So?
It's fine.
Those all came from tomatoes.
We'll just stir it up a little.
Well, what's going to happen though is that when you start baking it, it's going to a lot of that sauce is going to deteriorate. So it's going to thin out a lot.
Well, I don't know. What kind of sauce do you want to add to it? It seems weird and kind of gross.
So I win an argument, guys. There's clearly not enough sauce in there. So she's adding another, what, a half a cup? A cup?
I don't know. I'm just dumping it.
How are you going to check my macros if you're just dumping it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Top it with 2 cups of cheese.
Are we measuring that?
Sort of.
I see you have your little follower down there.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's about to lick off your toes.
You better not.
And then back in the oven for 5 minutes?
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Till the cheese is melted.
Nice.
Melty cheese.
Melty cheese. Alright, so there it is. Into the oven.
We left it in there for longer than the time specified because Greg wanted the cheese to be browned, and it doesn't look like it's browned. It looks like it is
It's browning.
underneath the river of sauce.
Sauce, not grease. Interesting.
Well, I don't know what to call it.
Distraction. That's what it is. So you see how these pieces here are starting to get brown? That's what we were going for.
I don't see brown, I see just grease and sauce.
Yeah, it's brown.
I feel like I should have rinsed them off.
Mm-hmm. Get rid of all that flavor. That is flavor! Lucy is convinced that her dinner is in the oven. However, the dinner is sitting on top. The joke's on her. Odie is convinced now as well. So we made it to the table, guys. Finally. And we have some meaty
Nate,
balls.
I would like you to show your shirt.
Oh, yes.
It's the adult kickball.
Oh, it's even got chicks. That's why
of
he's
course.
doing it. Duh. I mean, those shorts are probably pretty short. So Nate's single. And he obviously eats keto, so if you guys are interested...
I mean, when I'm here. Let's be honest here.
All right. Low carb meatball casserole.
So what makes this a casserole exactly?
It
Because
seems
it
like
was
it's a
cooked in a
bowl of.
casserole
It
dish.
seems like it's a bowl of meatballs.
It's
to be
meatballs with sauce and cheese. I think the cheese is where what sets it apart.
honest. Is this the vodka sauce on the meatballs as well?
It is.
It's quite delicious.
Stacey's not liking it too much.
It's alright.
What's
It's not that I
wrong
don't
with
like it.
Okay, I need to know. This is important. Is this higher or lower on your spectrum of Cookbook Keto than the sag paneer?
Oh.
I need to know. This is very important.
I'm not sure she's gonna be able to calculate that with a single bite, are you?
I don't know.
Take another bite. Take all the bites you need.
So I don't necessarily like the fact that my options are laid out in front of me here, so I have exactly a certain number of balls that I can put in my mouth. And that's my serving.
Mason didn't think it had enough red pepper.
I think it's
I think it's got
absolutely
too much.
deliciously spicy. However, that means that it is like ridiculously spicy for you.
Yeah. Which is why I kind of am like, eh.
Morgan ate it.
My mouth is a little bit on fire right now.
I don't feel like the vodka sauce was spicy last time.
Wasn't.
Okay. It's the red pepper flakes. Okay.
So,
It's limp.
yeah,
That too.
I want them to be done.
Just
they're a
don't put
little
it next to the
softer.
balls.
Yeah,
Then it will be really bad.
that's right. She was supposed to get spicy Italian sausage, but she couldn't find that.
So that's why the red pepper flakes were added.
Right. So she found ground pork, which works.
It's really good.
That improvised.
I'm a fan of this dish.
Where does it rate?
Not as high as the chicken, but not as low as the sac paneer. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I would rank this certainly above the spinach quiche, even though I did like that.
You did. You ate most of it.
I did enjoy that. I still think that it needed something more, but I think this is better than that. Mostly because it's spicy. It's got some flavor. It's got some punch.
So these
It makes
breadsticks
everything better.
pretty good.
I need to try one of these
Yes, you do. Because Stacy's gonna eat them all.
because she doesn't like her dish.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat all of it.
The breadsticks are delicious also.
So this is a mix of almond flour, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, and I coated it with butter and Italian seasoning. And
I would not be able to tell the difference between bread, sticks, and that, to be honest.
you're saying this is too spicy for you, even though your kid ate it, no problems, and she can actually handle less spice than you.
Are you calling her a wuss?
Yep. And
That's offensive, Greg.
There are certain things that she can handle and I can't, and certain things that I can handle and she can't.
This is admittedly a little spicy. I'm not like I enjoy it. It's not too spicy for me, but I like if someone asked me, is this spicy, I would say you don't want it because you're obviously concerned about spice.
I feel like it needs to be less spicy, but it needs some other sort of flavor in it.
so you want barbecue instead of marinara.
I don't necessarily disagree with you on that. It
Probably.
needs something like honestly.
There's just something. It's kind
It's
of
just a ball.
bland
It's just
other
it's a bowl of balls, right? Humorous as it may be, it is a bowl of balls. This is the best spice level of any of the dishes that we've had so far on Kzoo, on the keto cookbook thing.
Because everything else has been bland as shit.
The chicken was good.
Yeah, but
On a level of
But it wasn't
spice,
spicy.
yes, bland as shit.
I think
However,
we should have added like red pepper flakes to that.
You can add red pepper.
That's the nice thing about red
Zero.
pepper flakes. You can add it to anything
It's true. You can.
afterwards.
So, time to rate it. Nate. Greg.
No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever.
Eh.
Ah,
Meh.
yeah.
Keep in mind, if you've tried the sac paneer, she was a thumbs up on the sac.
That's true. That's true.
Bear that in mind.
Alright, so that concludes episode 6 of Cookbook Keto. We played a game called Villagers. I am the victor, blew everybody out of the water.
Oops, forgot to turn the mic on.
Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so and hit that button for the bell so you know when we have new videos. And we'll see you in the next one. Stay keto.
What's the diagnosis, proctologist Stacy?
Your head's up your ass. There's no like easy to get in this
You use scissors.
thing. Well, that's bunk. These scissors cut really well. Oh my god.
We could be here. This feels like a lot more like the onion cutting. Pork.
Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Stop it. See my face! Yuck. This is yuck. I'm so glad I have gloves on. I really don't want to feel this squishing between my hands.
Stacy's being a pervert again, guys.
Well, that time I'll admit to it.
So he got a little mini ball hanging off your
Ew.
yeah, it's kind of dangly. Oh, and you already tied your gloves. It's gonna be there forever now. Oh, now you're giving it to Odie.
Get off of me.
Oh, she touched it.
Ew, that looks disgusting. These actually look kind of disgusting. Let me rinse it before I get yelled at again.
Straws. I was just in a hurry.
Is his
Oh,
fork better than
she
yours?
accidentally got the monster fork, so she had to switch.
I see.
Ooh, I got a little extra flap on that one. That's nice. I usually don't get grossed out, but this is kind of grossed me out the longer I look at it. It looks like an extra chunk of foreskin.
You gotta put the whole ball in your mouth.
That's right. I just prefer that.
See what I put up with?
Sorry, I'm just saying most guys like this.
Like the honey sriracha sauce that you make, is that still like allowed?
No, technically
Why?
not. Because
It's exceedingly sad.
Yep.
I feel like we need to have like some sort of a memorial service for it or something. I mean, dear God. It's like the One Ring. It needs something to bind it together.
That's right. And to serve it.
The One Ring?
Yes, it binds them all together.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
It's a reference.
Yes.
We're working on her. She's not quite nerdy enough yet.
Not for that.
I mean, it's true. If you polish a turd, it's still a turd. But you can make the turd a lot tastier if you add seasonings and spices to it.
If I had added red pepper flakes to the sag paneer, it would not.
Nate, would you like to have the rest of Stacy's balls?
Why aren't you eating? You were complaining about the serving size.
Because my serving size had exceeded expectations.
I told you it was plenty.
I got 8 testicles. You only had 6.
Did you eat all of your testicles?
I did.
Oh, well, that's good.
Including the one with foreskin. It was my favorite one.
There's seriously something wrong with you sometimes.
I mean, it's true. There probably is. I'm fairly certain that the reason she doesn't like this dish is because it reminds her of my testicles, which she doesn't want any part of.
Spinach that's been made into a pulp or something, and then they just kind of like squeezed it together so it'd come out the little holes.
With the balls.
Sounds like my digestive system.
Yes. It's true. We are all 12.
So she finds. I want you to like again. Remember, I said she's the pervert because like she was halfway through that thought when she realized where it was going, and she set me up.
Was it like the one outtake that we had?
Probably.
Where she just like
freezes?
You could see the hamster fell off the wheel.
That's the one. Yep. I have to. The running joke is I have to reboot her when she freezes like that. It happens more than you think. It's like,
you have to put the hamster back on the wheel and let it start running again.
There's a grocery haul video that got stuck on the word snack, and I said
snack.
I said it like 10 times.
Oh my God.
I couldn't like say anything
The
else.
hamster-
I was
That's
stuck.
extremely
The
important.
hamster got stuck in the wheel. And his legs caught. He's dangling there.
But the wheel's still spinning.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes.
That's the worst. I've never had that one before.
Yeah. Or the wheel stopped and the hamster's upside down and dangling.
Oh no.
Probably with his testicles stuck in the wires.
Is that what these were?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a pretty big.
These are
damn
goat
hamster.
balls.
That would be pretty big.
These are gold balls.
Those would be
We got these
solid.
from Nick.
The goat balls? Oh my God.
He was banging around with them for a while, and I think shit's the only thing I can buy.
Oh no.
I did it.
Now you've gone and done it.
Oops.
We can't even air this.
True.
Because it's all completely...
It's completely fucked up.